Hello, good afternoon. You're listening to Let's Make a List on KPCA LP Petaluma, California, 103.3 FM, online at kpca.fm. My name's Phil. I'm your host for this show. Every week, I'm here from 2 to 3 on Fridays, doing a different intro because this show, I refuse to write down an intro. I'm going to just try to keep it, what's the word? Good? Exciting? Interesting? New? Impromptu? Acapella. So, this is the show, Let's Make a List, where I take things related to pop culture stuff, like movies, music, video games, books, TV shows, and we make lists and discuss our choices. And today we have a special guest who's been on here before, who will be on here again, who's on here very often. This is Ariel.
I'm your brassy side lady.
Hey,
That's
Ariel.
right. I come up on the radio and I'm here.
You say you're brassy?
I'm brassy.
Nice.
Yeah, I've had a lot of caffeine.
And not much food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm crazy.
So first thing I gotta do is I gotta apologize for not following through on something I said I would follow through on last week.
Oh boy.
Last week, I belched. Last week, I said that I was gonna watch 42, the Jackie Robinson movie. I didn't, but my reasoning is because that's one.
I like that you're singing a lot today.
Thank you. It's the sun's out. I have to sing back to the birds. They've been talking to me all day.
Tunes out.
And nice. Our TV is half broken. The top half has these lines on it, so that's a movie I want to watch without the screen being all cluttered. And
Cluttered.
I don't want to watch on my laptop because I won't get the full experience. But as you'll see from my public domain movie of the week, I had no problem watching that on my laptop, and some of it on the TV. It took me 2 tries to get it. Well, why don't I just get right into that?
Yay.
Well, how you doing today, Ariel?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm still refining my list. Yeah. Which is why I seem a little bit distracted. But you know what? You tell me about your movie of the week.
Oh, my public domain movie of the week?
Your public domain movie of the week.
All right. So public domain movie of the week. They're older movies. I talk about movies that are pretty accessible. Most people can find them on YouTube or somewhere else online or the library and watch them. I'm trying to improve and lengthen my attention span. It's not working. So this is what I did. I watched White Zombie. You heard of it? Before yesterday?
No. I've heard of the band because there's a band called White Zombie.
And that Rob Zombie got the name from this movie for his band White Zombie. His band is much more interesting than this movie. This movie came out in 1932, black and white, starring Bela Lugosi. This came out soon after his Dracula movie came out. So he was known for being Dracula. And so he basically just played Dracula again in this movie. And it stars Bela Lugosi and Madge Bellamy. Madge is a name you don't see very much anymore.
It's true. I think it's a nickname for Margaret.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe her full name is Margaret. Maybe it's Margaret, parentheses, Madge Bellamy. I don't know. If anyone knows, you can send us a tweet at Phil and Ariel, or you can call in the station at 707-981-7577. What do you know about the word Madge? What's your history?
What's
We
the
wanna
word?
know.
Have you heard? Madge.
Yeah. So this movie is considered by many... Oh, yeah. It's directed by Victor Halperin. Does that name mean anything to you?
No.
Me neither. So Bela Lugosi plays a voodoo doctor. Is it called doctor? Voodoo?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's basically Dracula. Except he might have been wearing a cape even. I'm not sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what the filmmakers wanted. They went, oh, he's good as Dracula. We'll do that. On the if you look on, I posted on our Instagram and Twitter, the movie poster for it. It says Bella, and then small Dracula Lugosi. So they were going for that. Let me get to how boring this movie was for me. It was like, I think 67 minutes. So it was very short.
But did it feel like an eternity?
Yes. I was watching it. My boredom score, by the way, how many times I looked at my phone? Infinite. I was watching it, for the first like 15 minutes, I had to go back like a minute many times because I just completely started daydreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And about halfway through, I fell asleep. And Ariel got home and I was on the couch and I went, oh, okay.
I know that you're asleep, by the way, because it seems very, very bucolic and like silent, and like you can hear the wind rustling through the curtains, and then I see a black and white movie playing, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's out.
Yeah. So I watched that.
It was a good story.
And then that last night, I decided to finish it. Oh, that was tough. It was so short, and it was so tough. These are my problems with it. Do you want to hear my main problem with it?
Yes, I do.
It was really boring.
I think that's a pretty good problem.
That's it. It has zombies that go around, and they're guys with makeup and gals with makeup, and they walk around and they walk a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a love story, and nobody cares because you don't get to know these characters at all. And there's a castle, and people go off the cliff. And the last like 15 minutes just feels like a silent movie. There's music playing, and then people just kind of run around pushing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't care. And it's like, yes, at the time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No need to be sorry. I was totally interrupting you. The very finale scene that I saw.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah. So this was 86 years ago? They made a movie. Good for them.
There's an old guy who interrupts a kiss and goes, hey, you got some matches?
Yeah, I think that's like the third time in the movie that character asked that.
And then it's the end.
Yeah.
And so having not seen it or known the plot at all, not great.
Yeah, if I saw it in the theater and I had like an icy and a soda and popcorn and candy.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to sneeze. Sing a song, please.
Season song.
Thank you. So, I would probably, I'd probably fall asleep still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. People like it. It was one of the first zombie movies. It has kind of a weird creepiness atmosphere to it, but I do not care. So I'm going to give that a solid worst movie on my list so far. So that is last out of all the public domain movies I watched. And it's one of the most well-known. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not every week is a winner, guys. So I stuck through it. Actually, I kind of stuck through it. I fell asleep, and I tried again, and then I didn't take any notes because I didn't care. White Zombie. Go check it out. It's on the internet.
Very strong recommendation.
Yeah, the poster is cooler than the movie.
Nice.
That's all.
Yeah, the posters from all those old movies are awesome.
Yeah.
Like all of that poster work. Pulp stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pulp novels, pulp movies. So good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure all the artists got paid peanuts. Just peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Open your hand. Salty peanuts.
I think Madge, got paid $5,000 for it.
Whoa.
932.
Not bad.
Yeah, and I think they filmed the whole thing in 11 days.
That also sounds about right.
So $5,000, I would work 11 days, $5,000 today.
Oh, easy. Especially if you didn't have to do very much acting, as was required in the 1930s.
This movie apparently got bad reviews because the acting was not good. So a movie of 1932 with bad acting, at the time bad acting, not great.
Shots fired.
But it didn't seem much worse than the other movies I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
This is just
the beauty of distance and modern filmmaking.
Let's make a list where Phil just craps on
Public
movies that before his time.
Hey, I'm going to say, I enjoy it. Taking him to task, you know?
Speaking of task, our task at hand today is to talk about action movies and our favorite characters from action movies. Yes. Correct? But before that, I want to do something before I forget. Today is the 18th? 19th? What's the 18th?
Yeah.
So change the subject real quick. To vote in the June 5th primary in California, you have to register to vote by May 21st. So that's Monday. So you have a few days. I think you can do it online. Just search register to vote California. You'll be able to find it. Might be able to just go to a park and find someone walking around with a thing.
A clipboard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you could go to a park and find somebody walking around with a thing. That's a wide variety of things.
You see someone just like a baseball mitt. Can I register to vote with you?
Yeah. You ready for that?
Yeah, so I still don't know how I'm voting for a lot of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many candidates for all the different positions, and the propositions
You're
are
talking
always
about grammar. This is Grammar Town.
tough to decipher because the writing is so dry.
And the language is so vague.
Yep, and people just if you have people from both sides arguing, and at least one of them's lying because they contradict each other.
Well,
so,
it's all like people trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah.
And so politics gets pretty much everybody into a bad mood.
Yes.
But do try to get past that. And if you are going to be voting, educate yourself. Have a nice cup of tea or some juice and have some crackers or something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And make it through, because we are all part of this community and we should have our voices heard.
Yep. And if you like the way things are going, then support the people that are in control. If you want things to change, figure out how you want it to change and research. And a lot of people go, oh my, a lot of people just go, oh, my vote doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it might not, but
the worst.
Yeah, but it might matter. And the thing is, if you vote and you talk about it, then people you're around would probably be more likely to vote because they'll be in their mind, and they'll, you know what I mean.
The positive motion feeds into itself.
So
just as apathy feeds into itself, and it's so easy to fall into the apathy trap because, I mean, come on, we could talk about that for days.
Yeah, but
it is worth it to try.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy. Go online. If you don't have the internet, you can go to a library and just for an hour or two research. And if you can't decide on everything, that's fine. Just whatever you want to vote on, go for it. And a lot of people say, why would I do all this research to get mad and vote for something where my vote doesn't matter? And then that's it. But learning about this stuff throughout the year, it's good to know. Just to know about the candidates and what people are running on and all that stuff throughout the year. Things will make more sense to you as you read them in the news and stuff. So I recommend you guys do that. If you're over 18, even if you're, I think if you are 17, but you turn 18 by the election, you can still register to vote now, I think.
Nice.
So yeah, that's one way to possibly make a change. That is pretty easy to do. Well, easy for us here. There are plenty of places where they make it as tough as possible for people to vote.
That's true.
But try to, if you register and you set time aside on that day on June 5th, then I say you should try. Okay, there we go. All of the political
your PSA
mumbo jumbo. Yep.
All my yep done.
I want to
check.
Usually I try to. Never mind. It's fun to say make up words that go along with it, but on the radio I can't accidentally cuss, so I can't do it. I don't know it's going to come out till I say it.
Oh, lampshade.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, bother.
Obama.
Goodness me.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, action movies.
Yay, action movies. Talking about characters.
Characters in action movies. Because again, we didn't discuss anything else about it. We just came up with the topic and said, boom, we're doing it. So
and we are opening up our secret envelopes that have been kept in a safe since we wrote down our lists. That's how it works. Don't question it.
I picked characters that are considered like action characters. I didn't just pick characters that are in action movies.
100%.
All right, cool. I have another list of those characters.
Yeah, it's hard to just stick to one.
Yeah.
And so like the movies that I have a lot of action, but are probably not necessarily found in the action section.
That's tough. That's another thing that was tough for me. So I have some also where I didn't put them in there because I don't know if it's considered an action movie or not. Adventure movies and action movies, they very much cross over.
And so the way that I think about that is action adventure, like how people go sci-fi fantasy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like, here's a question before we get the list.
Yes.
I want to real quick. I have some that don't quite fit. So
Okay.
I want to go through this real quick. Do you mind?
No, not at all.
All right, cool.
So are you going to call these honorable mentions?
I'm going to call them honorable mentions. I'm going to call them they don't fit because, and I'll tell you why. For some, here are the ones where they don't fit because I'm not sure if the movie's considered an action movie or not. Doc Brown of Back to the Future.
Nice.
It's an adventure movie. It has some action. Doc Brown runs around and he panics a lot.
He does stunts.
Yeah, but it's like I don't think of it as an action
Right.
guy, and I don't know if that's because they're an action movie or not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Okay. Goonies, chunk. Goonies. Again, that's an adventure movie. It has action in it, but it's pretty much an adventure movie, right?
That makes me so happy.
Yeah. And that character like is with the rest of Goonies. They run around, but I don't really think of it as an action.
Yeah, it's not an action movie. That one's
Yeah.
also adventure because like they do have that really cool treasure slide into the treasure cave.
Yeah.
Treasure slide. But yeah, not action per se.
Few more. Ghostbusters. Yeah. Pretty much all the characters in the first Ghostbusters. Again, adventure, action.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably an action movie,
Yeah.
but I don't know. What do you think?
I think
It's mostly a comedy, I feel like, but it's also, I just don't know.
yeah, it's a hard one.
And I don't think of them as action characters.
Right.
But
Because I mean, there
don't
is
know.
a lot of action where there's like a
Yeah.
lot of stuff blowing up and everything, but it's not action as in like Bruce Willis
Right.
running around a plane. Or running around an office building.
But then I have people in mind on my list where their main thing is they have weapons.
Right.
And like Ghostbusters, they have weapons.
Yeah, and like they are.
So it's tough. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of action happening.
Yeah.
They're not just sitting in an office talking about ghosts. They're actually
Right.
fighting ghosts,
So that could have been on
Sorry.
my list.
busting ghosts.
They could have been on my list, but
Mhm.
for the sake of me not putting it on my list, it's not on my list.
Yeah, we'll call them honorable mentions.
There we go. And then Star Trek, Geordi LaForge is my favorite Star Trek character.
Okay, I didn't put Star Trek on for this exact reason, and so now I'm going to add an honorable mention to my list. Please
Okay.
continue.
Well, Star Trek, another one. Is it
Mhm.
action? I don't know. Geordi does not do much action stuff. I keep using the word action because I can't think of a good synonym right now.
Yeah. I don't think that they're considered action. They're sci-fi, I think, is where I'm just thinking of where things would be put in a rental store.
Right. But then Worf
See,
is in there, and he's a fighter.
he's a security.
He's a warrior.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you right now, Worf would have been on my list if I had considered that an action kind of franchise. Because, come on, he's amazing.
Yeah.
The facial expressions are so good. And his timing is so good. He's one of the best comedians on the whole show. They give him such silly things to do sometimes. It's so good.
Almost done with the don't quite fit list.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars characters.
Yep. Chewbacca was there.
Chewbacca, Darth Vader, and Jyn Erso.
And Han Solo.
Yeah, they're all great, and I don't know if that's
Again,
an
I
action
would have put
movie.
that with sci-fi.
Probably, yeah.
Because like I did think of it as like an action movie because there's like big explosions
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But I think that it would have been because it's taking place in space a lot of
Yep.
the time that it wouldn't be put in action. But I'm not really going to stand strong with that argument.
Yeah.
It's just a what?
Yeah, I went with my gut. My gut is the same as your gut. We share guts.
Yeah. Hey, gut. Han Solo and Chewbacca would have been on my list.
Last one for don't quite fit
Mm-hmm.
is it says Willow. I think Willow from Willow because that's an adventure movie.
That is an adventure movie.
Again, there's action some, but I that one feels
Mm-hmm.
just like an adventure movie to me, and I
Yeah.
don't think it.
That one's total fantasy. And so like with Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings, I had the same thing.
Mm.
And I just was like, no. Because there's action.
Yeah.
There's a lot of running in that movie. That franchise. There's a lot of stuff constantly happening, but I wouldn't classify it as action.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video game I don't know if you've seen it all, Broforce. I've talked to you about where it's a
You've
side
told me
scroller
about it.
action game, and there's all these characters that are based on movie action heroes,
Mhm.
basically. And so I kind of thought of it that way. If one of these characters could be in that,
Yeah.
I'd do it. Oh, one more.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have two that are in action movies, but the characters are not really involved with action at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is one we just watched this movie the other day, Rampage.
Yes.
The cowboy, Dean Morgan. What's the guy's name?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character
That character.
that movie was
Surprise.
so much more fun than we thought it would be, and it actually was, I thought, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And this character, his first scene he's in, you go, oh, it's a stereotypical annoying, arrogant bad guy, and then he just becomes like every scene he's in, you like him more and more. By the end of the movie, when he shows up, Ariel and I would just start laughing. Before he said anything, he'd just show up in the scene and we start laughing.
And like, that's the key, is that he would show up.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been across town sprinting with a rat in his hand.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he's in like a military installation. He's like, hey.
And they're these giant animals destroying skyscrapers. And he just shows up all nice and calm. And
yeah. And like, just the right kind of disheveled.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, hey guys, I knew you were going to end up in this building right here.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
So
I really wanted there to be a scene where it was like obvious that he had some sort of like trackers put on people, and that he was constantly trying to find them with GPS on his phone.
Oh yeah.
And that's how he had, because he was like just in time always.
Yeah. Last one for this is the movie Spy. Jason Statham's character, which is Rick Ford. Because he played a Jason Statham kind of character but he was so full of himself and he was showing off all the time. But then I don't think every time he actually tries to do anything, he just screws up. He makes a fool of himself.
Yeah.
So I don't think he actually does any fighting or action stuff
he
in
doesn't
it. I
do
don't think
anything successful.
But he just shows up and he brags about stuff he did.
Yeah.
And it's, he was the best part of the movie.
It's like
that was a
Jason
good movie.
Statham
Really
from
good movie.
Fast and the Furious when he like goes into that franchise.
Yeah.
But like in the real world.
Yeah.
Where people would react realistically to things that he does.
Yeah.
So priceless.
Yeah.
Good call.
So those are my don't quite fit in the list characters. Do you have any honorable mentions or things like that?
Those were mine.
Okay, cool. All right. So what I did for mine is I took a quote from each character to see if you can guess for fun.
Nice.
I thought about that this morning. I think we did that not too long ago.
Yeah, and it's a really good way to do it, and I did not do it the inventive way.
Do you want me to go first?
Yes, please.
All right. So here's the quote. Try to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point? This one's tough.
Try to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point?
I think that part might have been in the trailer for the movie. That's why I picked it. But this is a very tough one. He's not the main character in this movie.
I'm going to do very badly.
Yeah, this is very difficult. So you only have to guess if you don't want, obviously.
Are there any clues?
I
mean, aside from it being in the trailer.
I don't he plays a
decade
superhero.
ensemble cast.
Superhero came out in the last 10 years. But I put superhero in quotes.
Deadpool?
No.
Spider-Man?
No.
No, I give up.
It is from Kick-Ass 2, Colonel Stars and Stripes, Jim Carrey's character.
Oh, that's right.
That movie, I don't remember a lot of it, but he was great in that. Jim Carrey, and that's a movie that before it came out, after he filmed it, he spoke against it, going, I wish I didn't do that because of how violent it is. But his character is fantastic. And Jim Carrey is just at his best, doing a weird but grounded, does that make sense? I don't know.
Sure.
Character. Yeah, he was the best part of that movie. He's the only part of the movie I really remember at all. All right.
Yeah, I remember Kick-Ass 1, but not 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw 2.
I think we saw it together in theaters, I think.
Probably. Don't remember.
Yeah.
Sorry. Our relationship means nothing. Okay, so I did my list traditionally from 10 to 1.
Cool.
My number 10, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Just him?
I'm going to say as Terminator,
Nice.
but I can also include pretty much anything he does as action because he's just fun to watch. He's very entertaining because you know exactly what you're getting with him. You are getting Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, I have him. He shows up later on my list. But he had a few. He was honorable mention. Jack Slater, his character in Last Action Hero. It's great. And he plays himself Last Action Hero, too.
Yeah.
That one is just fun, where he's poking fun without
like demeaning it.
Yeah. Yeah, Terminator 2 is on my list. We'll get to that later, but he's fantastic in that role.
Yeah, I enjoy him in action movies. I think that he's like, it takes really, really good action actors to really get you to stick with the plot of the movie, because most action movie plots are really, let's say, implausible. But if you can have a lot of fun watching this person do what they have to do, which is basically just punch a lot of people and kick stuff, then it's great. And he's really entertaining. Yeah.
And he could be funny when he needs to be also.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Very funny.
All right, number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the quote. I only met you like a week ago. You got your Rebecca, your Delilah, your blah, 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 whatever. Anything you ask for, you've got it. Everything you've asked for, you've got it.
I have no idea what that is.
That is Logan / Wolverine from Logan.
Okay, now I see the context, but like,
Yeah.
there's no way I would have.
That was a tough one. But Hugh Jackman as Wolverine / Logan.
Totally.
In each movie, I feel like they got even better.
All right,
Logan
he
being
should
the
have been on
best.
my list. He's not on my list.
These are mostly like characters that are just interesting to watch,
Mm-hmm.
or ones where there's trouble and you feel confident in this character.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, this character will, either avenge someone else's death or protect someone. I feel like, oh, things are good in this person's hands.
Mm-hmm. And like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I was so emotionally invested in that character, and like I was ready for that arc. And I'm so glad that those movies deviated from X-Men through X-Men Last Stand and like got good. And like they didn't just get good, they got amazing.
Yeah.
They became amazing. My grammar's amazing. But Hugh Jackman as that character, he did it very seriously. It wasn't like a cartoon. It was like, I am this character and I'm going to act it seriously. And so by Logan, you really, 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 really care.
Yeah, very much.
Apparently not enough to remember movie quotes, but enough.
Oh, that's tough. I wouldn't be able to get that. That's my number 9. What's your number 9?
My number 9, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. That's what I considered, but did not make my list.
Mm-hmm. So I'll swap you, Logan and Iron Man. We'll share. But he's a great comedic actor, and he's great in the action of Iron Man and in the Avengers and all of those other movies.
For me, the only reason I think he didn't make it is I was thinking about some of the Avengers movies and Iron Man movies where at times his character annoyed me a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, I outright dislike him at certain parts in the franchise, but overall,
right? Like, I'm not. My characters aren't all of them amazing, great people, but for some reason, I think there's some scenes where I kind of. I don't know. Never mind. It was very tough making this list because I have at least 10 more that I feel like should be in the top 10 also.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. My number 8. You ready for a quote?
Oh.
This isn't freedom. This is fear.
I'm not going to get any of these, Phil.
Some of them are easier.
Nope.
As Steve Rogers / Captain America.
All right.
I think in the Winter Soldier, he's saying that when they're SHIELD. I think Nick Fury's talking to him about keeping people protected, but then he's like, "This isn't protection. This is fear."
Yeah.
Yeah. Captain America, I liked more and more as each movie went on. Where he kind of feels it's kind of like Superman a little bit, or like the older Superman,
Right.
Where he just seems to want to do what's good and right, and if he has to use violence, he will. But the reason he wants to do good is because he wants to do good. It's not like he has alternative motives or anything like that.
Yeah,
and
he's the perfect antithesis to a bad guy.
Yeah.
Where like bad guys like Hydra, we'll continue talking about Marvel. Hydra, they all do horrible things because they believe in those horrible things. And like whatever magic or weird hoodoo they get into, they believe in it. And Captain America is 100% that, where he believes in the story that he was selling about America and like how good it is to be, red, white, and blue and like all of that. And like it's not a nationalist message. It's we believe in freedom and we believe in people's rights. And like he sticks to that. And it evolves because he wakes up 70 some odd years later. And so it has to evolve with the way that the world has changed. But at his core, he just wants people to be safe and to be treated right. And like that's exactly what Superman does, is that he wants what's right for people,
right,
without like shoving them into a square peg or a square hole if they're round pegs. Like he's just like, I just want you to be safe and happy and healthy.
Yeah. And whenever there's some kind of dilemma or something, I feel like I would always choose Captain America's side in all the movies.
Yeah, and that's where
where
Iron Man, I'm like,
right. Which could make his character interesting, but Captain America, I could be forgetting parts of the movies, but they didn't seem to have to make him flawed in major ways.
Mm-mm.
They were just like, he's confident, he's kind without feeling like he has to be nice all the time.
Yeah, because he came from being just a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he was tiny.
Yep.
And he got really big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem to compromise if he doesn't want it. Yeah, it's just, I think...
he can compromise. He's willing to listen. But if it's like something that's truly evil and horrible, he won't do it. And if he feels like it's wrong, he won't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm going to continue the Marvel streak.
I've got some more Marvel, too.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, one more thing.
Yes.
In the newest Avengers movie,
Mm-hmm.
spoiler alert, that's in the trailer, whatever.
If it's in the trailer, I feel
But
like
it doesn't tell. It just the spoiler is Captain America's in it. But when he shows up, at that point you go, okay, now they're a team. Now they're gonna be good.
Mm-hmm. And that did you mean when Captain America's beard shows up? Spoiler alert. That thing has its own legs, its own mobility.
Shows he's grown up.
That's true. He's a man now. So my number 8 was Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. And I would like to give a shout out to Chris Hemsworth as Thor, because I'm thinking specifically of Thor Ragnarok. But Mark Ruffalo as Hulk in all of the Avenger movies has just been so great, because he's like he's got the comedy beats without, like, Robert Downey Jr. can like really push them a little bit too much. Like they give Iron Man too many in the Avengers stuff. But with Mark Ruffalo, I feel like he like downplays it. He plays it straight, and it's like very, very fun to watch him be the Hulk. And in Ragnarok, it's a good time. Yeah. As in Infinity War, there's a lot of stuff where he goes, "Wait, we have this now?" Like, because he was. I won't continue giving spoilers, but Mark Ruffalo is just a great actor, and it's fun to see him in something like this. That's a action.
I was thinking about Mark Ruffalo this morning because I was thinking of the movie Zodiac. He was great in that, and that was one of the first things I saw him in. That was a movie I feel like if it came out like 2 years later, it would have been a huge hit.
Oh yeah,
just because the people in it and stuff. And David Fincher, he was known, but Benjamin Button was his next movie, which really got him huge. I think.
I think the first thing I saw him in was Sunshine. Spotless Mind. What is it? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Isn't that?
Yes.
I don't remember well enough.
Yeah, he plays one of the doctors.
Oh.
Yeah, or one of the people who provide that procedure thing. Yeah.
See, with Elijah Wood's character?
Yeah.
Okay.
The two of them.
All right. Oh, real quick, go back Captain America. I mean, Iron Man.
Captain America, Iron Man.
I like that Iron Man and Captain America disagreed on major fundamental things. I do too. I think Iron Man has good intentions too, or Tony Stark, but I think the way he goes about it, I just think it's coming from more of less of a pure.
Yeah, here's place. Marvel Corner. Let's get into it. I'm willing to give the time to shorten the time from my list. My problem. Okay, I like that Iron Man and Captain America have their issues. I like that because I think it's very strong to have conflict. And like if all the characters are exactly the same, boring, snooze town. Unless they're so much the same that it's really creepy. Right. Then we have something. But that takes somebody who's different to create conflict. But in Civil War, the whole premise of the movie Civil War, because I'm going to say right now, never read any of the comics, so I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to comics land. This is all about the movies. But I feel like Iron Man has a leg to stand on when he says, your buddy killed my parents with his bare hands. I want him dead. I got you. But then I also support Captain America going, my buddy was tortured and brainwashed for all of the 70 years that I was asleep in the ice. Some of this is not his fault. Yep. He was rescued and then tortured and then like totally destroyed. Like the person that I know is a good person and he's buried very deep in like somebody who has gone through some really, really horrible things, and I want to save my friend if I can. So like I get both of those. But what I don't like about Iron Man, even though he's on my list, I like the performance, is that Iron Man acts like a very principled person, but he spins his principles on a dime. And he's convinced 2 seconds. every time. Like in I think it was in whichever one where he was like, we need to follow the letter of the law. It was like,
I think it's
is it Civil War at the beginning? And it's like, I get that he is confronted by the parent of somebody who died. And then he's like, oh my God, the things we've done. But it's just like, so, but you're like rolling over to do something without actually putting any thought to that thing that you want to do. You just had one person come up to you and say, you guys killed my son, and go like, okay, but you could have come up with some other way to fix it instead of putting all of your magical powers underneath the long arm of the government. Like, and then he like sticks to it and he's like, this is the only way. And it's like, no, it's not. So when Captain America says this could go very badly because nobody's put enough thought into this from our side, and Iron Man's like, hey man, I'm right. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm out. I'm with Cap. And that was my Marvel corner.
Thank you. So that was your 8?
Yes.
I already forgot what your 8 was. Your number 8.
Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk.
Oh, yeah, thank you. All right, number 7, going away from Marvel.
Yeah,
I don't have any more Marvel in
Neither
mine.
do I.
I'm surprised that Captain America is my favorite Marvel character
He-
in the movies.
He's had a lot of growth. Like, they
Yeah.
all have. But, like, he started out as being such, like, a poster boy. And then, like, watching Chris Evans actually give that, like, depth. And the movies get better and better and better. It's been fun.
Yep. I like Black
And
Panther.
he also just, like, punches stuff. It goes
Yeah.
really far. It's really cool to watch.
I like Black Panther the same way, but there hasn't been as much Black Panther yet. There
Yeah,
hasn't
Black
been
Panther
much
was amazing.
character development.
Yeah, like that movie was amazing as an ensemble movie. There wasn't like a ton of development
Right.
for the character of T'Challa.
But I
And
like
so,
that he's another one where he just wants to do good.
Exactly.
I feel like.
So I am so down to see
Yeah.
anything that they have Black Panther do.
Yep.
Ever. Because I want more. I want how Captain America got all this development and is getting better and better and better, and you're seeing more and more and more and getting to know the character more and more. I want the same thing with T'Challa.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. This is my show.
It's our show. Whenever someone else on the list, it's with our shows. It's our show. All right. Number 7 for me. You ready for the quote?
Yes. No.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. You see this? This is my boomstick.
No. Primitive.
This is a character from a movie. Action movie. I'll give you a clue.
Okay.
Kevin's listening, he knows immediately. If TJ's listening, he knows immediately.
I'm sure. This is my boomstick.
Yeah.
See, my brain goes immediately to Planet of the Apes, but come on, that's not.
Boomstick is
no.
his shotgun. He calls it shotgun.
Right. But that doesn't mean.
All
right. Does it have anything to do with Kurt Russell?
No. Good guess. Kurt Russell almost made my list. 2 of his characters almost made my list.
Snake Plissken.
Yeah, that character and Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China.
Boomstick. Nope.
Ash from Army of Darkness. The first Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 aren't really action movies. They're more like horror movies, horror comedy.
But then they just
And
like
then
go off.
Army of Darkness is, I feel like, an action comedy.
Oh yeah.
It's just entertaining. Just ridiculous, over the top. Bruce Campbell just is perfectly casted for that. He makes the character. And that's it.
Bruce Campbell's fun to watch in anything.
He is.
Yeah. He's
He
one
really
of those
is.
actors where it's like, oh, he's in it. I will put it on my list.
Yeah.
I will put it on my list to watch.
Yep. I agree.
Nice.
All right, cool. What's your number?
7. My number 7 is Uma Thurman as the bride / Beatrix.
Ooh, that comes up in mine.
Kill Bill.
That's my number 6, actually. There we go.
Yeah, and so we can talk about it. She's amazing. Those
Yeah.
movies are fantastic, but like, it's, I don't know. I never really thought very much of Uma Thurman as an action actress. And then here she comes with a sword.
Yeah.
Sorry, a katana.
That made me
Jeez.
want to buy a sword, kind of. Just to have on the wall. And just every once in a while take it out of the, the holder? What's it called? Sleeve? What's it called?
I'm blanking right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at me like, Phil, you're an idiot.
Nope. I was looking at you like, oh no.
But just to take it out and makes that sound. And Yep.
Sheath.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I just put it on the wall. Then I'd be scared to touch it. But like, if I touch it, I'm accidentally going to cut my finger off. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it balanced? All right, cool. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Put it on the wall.
I mean, everybody in those movies, amazing. They're all so great. And just like the
Yeah.
movies themselves, Kill Bill 2. Fantastic. But I was like, after Kill Bill 1, I was like, what? what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And did we even find out what her name was until the very, very end of 2?
I didn't even remember that was her name. I just have her down as the bride, so I don't even remember
I
when
don't
that
think
happened.
that we find out until like the very end of her story,
Okay.
when she confronts Bill.
Chris knows.
Yeah,
I'm sure. It's I think, one of his top 5 movies.
it's so good,
It is.
and she's so good because you can understand exactly why she's doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
And like, you're like, I'm here for it. Like, you've all been bad people, so fine, do whatever you got to do to get to your kid. Let's do this. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Here's a quote. It's mercy, compassion, and forgiveness I lack, not rationality.
I don't know.
It's mercy, compassion, and forgiveness I lack, not rationality. It's my number 6.
Now I'm just gonna guess random things. You ready?
Yeah.
Russell Crowe's Javert.
No,
Lindsay
it
Robb.
was The Bride and Kill Bill. That was my number 6. So that was it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna skip it.
Oh, no.
So I just didn't even
Yeah.
give any consideration.
That's when she's talking to Vivica A. Fox's character, I think.
Nice.
There we go.
Well done.
All right.
What's your number 5?
No.
I have to do 6.
Yeah, you're number 6.
Oh god,
That was
I gotta
very
edit
close.
myself. Okay, 6 is quick. Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen
Oh,
in the Hunger Games trilogy / more than that, because I think there were like more movies.
see, I don't like that character because she was basically forced in that position. So I feel like anyone would do that if they were put in that position. So I don't think she's that special. I'm totally kidding.
My eyebrows shot to my hairline, which is why he justified
Yeah.
himself. I thought that, I don't know, I think that Jennifer Lawrence, she got a lot of overexposure as an actress. So she was in a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
But I think that when people get some distance from that, and when she gets a little bit of distance from that, people will be able to look back and remember that she actually is a very good actress. The first thing I ever saw her in was Winter's Bone, which you still have to see. I'm talking to Phil, not advertising this, although it is a fantastic movie. I suggest it highly. And I think she was still a teenager when she filmed that one. But she's one of those actresses like Winona Ryder, like, who I can just emotionally be like, I guess I'm engaged in this movie. Let's do this. And I think that she is a totally flawed character who is raised in a world where she has to look out for herself and her own. But she is constantly put in these extraordinary situations, and she decides that she can't just leave certain people to die. And so she does what she can to protect or to help them too. And so she goes to extraordinary measures and extraordinary circumstances to do the right thing, even though her instincts say, walk away, like, just protect yourself. And it's I don't know, it's just, I enjoy this movie. And I think she's great.
She yelled at a cat, though, I think.
Yeah, she did.
Rude.
Yeah, she got mean to that cat. But then she picked it up again and cried into it. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah, cat's fine.
Yeah, the cat's fine.
Nice. All right. So, number 5 time?
Number 5 time.
Here's the quote. My CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer. The more contact I have with humans, the more I learn. Thumbs up, you are correct.
Yeah.
Terminator. What model? What is the T blank model blank?
T1000.
T800. 1000 is the melty metal guy, Richard Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick. Richard Patrick's his brother's name.
Oh God.
He's the lead singer of Filter.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I knew that and I totally forgot. Wow. Sorry, my world got rocked.
The T800 Model 101.
I should have known that.
We already talked about Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. What's your number 5?
So my number 5 is Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt in the Mission Impossible franchise. I could watch that man run any day, all day. Just hands high up, get those elbows up. He's just fun to watch in his action movies.
I think he plays that. Yeah, he always is good in movies. I think. He plays that character so well. But I for me, that character just isn't that interesting to me.
That character's not the most interesting, but watching that character in those movies,
okay,
I just it's like a comfort kind of thing.
I get that.
I'm gonna sneeze maybe, but just watching the Mission Impossible movies, I can I just know that I'm going to enjoy them.
Yep.
Even though they're so crazy
Yeah.
and ridiculous. I'm just going to enjoy it.
There's a trailer up for the new one. I haven't watched it yet.
Neither have I.
That's newsworthy.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch that.
All right.
I come upon the Mission Impossible movies.
Number 4?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you ready for the quote?
Yes.
I'm like a bad penny. I always turn up. Here's a clue. I don't remember where in the movie this is from.
Okay. Is this a single movie or is this a franchise?
Franchise character.
Bruce Willis?
No. Yeah. Do you want me to tell you?
Fast and Furious?
No.
Tell me.
Indiana Jones.
Darn it.
That was from Last Crusade. I
Harrison
don't remember when he
Ford's?
says that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Indiana Jones is a great character.
Harrison Ford's on my list.
Just Harrison Ford.
Here's this.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3. Harrison Ford as anything. Anything. Any action character. Because come on. Han Solo.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
The Clear and Present Danger Patriot games. That is Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Yeah. I mean, just come on. He's got it locked. Just done. So I'm on board with that.
Nice. Yeah. Indiana Jones is... You've root for him all the time, even though he can annoy you.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever. I like it.
But Harrison Ford's just such a great actor.
Yeah.
And he just he's so human in what he does.
Yeah.
And he's amazing to watch. Mm-hmm.
All right. What's your number 4?
My number 4 is a doubleheader.
Oh.
It's just what I call it. I don't know sports terms. Tom Hardy as Max Rockatansky and Charlize Theron as Imperator
That's
Furiosa.
my number 2 doubleheader.
Yep.
I have them both because I feel like them together is so important.
It's so important because other people would have played that relationship very, very differently, even if they'd been directed otherwise.
But yeah, those characters
are so great.
The way they feed off each other and everything.
Oh yeah, because they're two warriors. They're two fighters who are survivors. And that's one of the most important things is that they see that in each other and they recognize it. And it's not something romantic. There's no romance between the two of them, which is so awesome. It is a man and a woman who both recognize that they're at the top of their game and they're going to help each other survive. And they're just so great. And I'm sorry, but you put Tom Hardy in a movie where most of his lines are grunts. Yeah. Great. Lawless is what I'm thinking of. But Charlize Theron is an amazing actress. And, I mean, come on, the whole movie is incredible, the design of it, everything. But the relationship between those two characters is so good. And they're just basically like a little chapter in one another's lives. You don't know if they'll ever encounter one another again. But this moment where they fought something and they both lived, very, very cool.
Yeah. You want to hear my quotes for those? Be honest if you think you would have gotten it or not. Okay. If we didn't just talk about Mad Max. Here's Furiosa's. Out here, everything hurts. You want to get through this? Do as I say. Now pick up what you can and run. Do you think that you would have
I doubt that I would have gotten it because I'm very bad at this game.
This is tough.
But with context, I go, oh yeah.
And then as Max, at least that way we might be able to, together, come across some kind of redemption.
I would not have guessed it.
I think that's when they're deciding where to go, and he's like, let's go back to where we...
Yeah, when he's making the argument for that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right, that was your 4? All right, my number 3, quote time. Ash, are you kidding? This thing bled acid. Who knows what it's going to do when it's dead?
Well, you said Ash, so it has to do with Evil Dead, but I don't know which one.
Nope, it's from Alien. That character's name is Ripley from Alien.
Oh, I'm so upset. I'm so upset right now that I'm holding the microphone away from my face.
That movie, every time I watch it every few years, and I'm always surprised by how good it is.
Felt like it was going to come up on your list. Yeah. But I did not follow my instincts. I tried to be clever. Don't be clever. Yeah, I like...
Perfect movie.
I like the Alien franchise. And I like the Alien movies that came out later.
Yeah, me too.
More than I like...
I get that. I think the first one is still my favorite, and then Prometheus. And then I think 2 and then like Aliens, and then Covenant, is that what that one's called? And then Alien 3. Yeah. And then Alien 4, I don't even remember.
I didn't encounter aliens until I was an adult. So like...
Yeah, but Aliens I feel like just isn't...
I don't know. Alien, sorry.
Oh, okay.
The first one. I'm talking about the
yeah.
whole series. I never watched any
Oh,
of
I
it
see.
until I was a grown up. Like, I think we watched it for the first time. And so, like, it's not one of the first sci-fi movies that I'd ever seen. You know, like, I didn't grow up watching it. And so I liked it. I like it. But Prometheus and Covenant kind of share space with Alien because the worlds are so cool.
Yeah, Prometheus and Alien, I feel like are very. I watch them very differently.
Mm-hmm.
That's not watch them differently. Who am I? Like a king? What? I know.
You're a man with a list.
But I know. I watch them the same, but I view them as very different kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Prometheus. Never mind. We don't have much time, and I'm just gonna ramble anyway. So yeah, that was my number 3. Your number 3
was Harrison Ford as everything.
Yeah.
So what's your number 2?
Mad Max. Those characters.
Nice.
Yeah. What was your number 2?
My number 2, Liam Neeson as anything.
All right, Taken. Liam Neeson, the character Brian Mills, and Taken was honorable mention.
Yeah, because he's another actor that's like in any action movie. I'm so down to watch you fight because you add a humanity to it that's really really entertaining.
And you just feel confident that he's gonna. He's gonna take care of everybody.
He's going to. If there's a brick wall between him and what he wants, he's gonna keep punching the brick wall.
Yeah.
Until he gets there, and you just know it.
Yep.
Yeah. The Irish Fury. Boom. What's your number 1?
My number 1. Here's the quote. I wonder if we're the same number 1. I think we might.
I think we might.
So I guess you have a choice. You want a war, or do you want to give me a gun?
We have the same one.
Yay!
Boom. Keanu Reeves as John Wick.
Yeah, John Wick.
100%. Those 2 movies, I can't even talk right now. They're so great. And I find Keanu Reeves really fun to watch anyways because he's such like a strange actor where I know that he's really good at acting because there are certain movies where I've seen his performance be like legitimately good without any corniness to it. Keanu Reeves-iness to it. But, and this is one of them where it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And he's also really, really good at the fighting and the action.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good at it. He's a runner like Tom Cruise. I could watch the two of them run side by side forever. Because like in every movie, they always make them run because they know that they're good at doing it. But like, yeah, Keanu Reeves, John Wick.
John Wick 2. This is just our opinion, not the opinion of KPCA. But John Wick 2 is
so good.
The best action movie.
Yeah.
I like the first one a lot. But then after I watched the second one and I watched the first one again. I still liked it, but I went, oh, this isn't nearly as good.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and it's one of those action movies where it's one of those lucky things where it got better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was actually improved upon.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to watch them.
Yeah. We own the second one, but our TV.
I could still watch it with that TV.
Yeah.
You have higher standards than I do.
I like the movies more.
Sometimes.
Significantly more when the picture is good. We have about 3 minutes, and anybody wants to call in and just quickly say what their favorite action movie character is, you can call in at 707-981-7577. At 2:57, we are not 2:56 and 30 seconds. We're not taking any more calls, so better be quick if you want to contribute. No pressure though.
Tough talk from Phil.
Tough talk. But until then, I'll plug this thing that KPCA is doing, and I'm going to hit the mic a bunch. June 30th, the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma, right down the street from here, and the first ever KPCA Presents concert. It's $10, all ages, June 30th, 8 p.m., 4 Bay Area bands, great bands, fantastic bands I like a lot. Nervous Lovers, The Y-Axes, New Spell, and Flower Flower. It's going to be a lot of fun. I guarantee you'll like it. Mm-hmm. There'll be a bunch of KPCA people there. Yeah, come on down. Support the Phoenix. It's a great place run by amazing people. Big part of this community in the city. And I hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there. Ariel
I'll be there too. Yeah.
With the bands will be there.
Yeah.
And some other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's make a big party out of it, guys.
Yeah, celebrate local music.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else, Ariel, you want to add?
No, just thank you for having me on your show.
Thanks for being on the show. So next week, you're not going to be on this show or Mixtape.
I will not.
Because you've got other things going on.
I do.
And so my brother Chris is going to fill in on both of those.
Nice.
So yeah, so Chris and I are going to Mixtape, and then let's make a list. We're going to be talking about our earliest concerts. Like we're trying to figure out the first concerts we ever went to and talk
Very
about
cool.
those. So it may not be accurate, but
I feel
it'll be
like
fun.
at least one of you is going to be
Chris probably
99.9%
has,
accurate,
has
and that's
notes.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a few of them.
Record keeper.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so we're gonna leave in just a minute. DJ Saeed is coming up very soon. He just walked into the building, and so he's gonna be with you from 3 to 5 full circle sessions with DJ Saeed. He's gonna be playing music, and then from 5 to 7 today we have Live Archive with Ed Pearlstein, where he tells stories and plays music from live recordings of bands that you know and love. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening. There aren't any shows tomorrow on Saturday, but on Sunday starting at 2 p.m. all the way until 9 p.m. we have music, or not music, radio. Oh no, wait, 2 p.m. till midnight. Nice. Because yeah, this Sunday from 9 to midnight is Captain Ed listener free radio, 3 hours of music. So yep, thank you everyone for listening again. Thanks Ariel for being our guest.
Thank you.
Find more information at kpca.fm, and you can find us at Phil and Ariel on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm done talking. Everybody take care. Bye.
Bye.